putting a lot of pressure on myself because it's the last workshop to qualify for choreographic honors. Xavier's doing a workshop for February, you know, real black, real gay. Right. Gay! Wow!
New Year's ain't me, but new energy. Now I go to Juilliard, girl, you can't compete with me. Hello. Take the hits up, do the drama. Girl, boy, Xavier could never be the problem. It's Xavier Channel, and what about it? Xavier Channel. Come on, Xavier Channel. I know that's right. Xavier Channel. Superior. Yeah. New year, same me, but new energy. You guys already know, if you don't give your all, you can't do it all. But a shut, period.
Hey Zasters, it's Xavier, and before this video starts, I wanted to shout out this video sponsor. This video sponsor is Magic Mind. Magic Mind is a brand that does these little shots full of adaptogens and matcha and nootropics and a whole bunch of vegan things that help keep your focus and productivity throughout the day. As a dancer here at Juilliard, I'm constantly dancing and being in an artistic creative process between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So these shots definitely help. They have helped me keep my focus. They have helped me stay awake. And they have helped me continue to influence my creativity throughout the day. So I encourage all of you to make sure that you get yourself a little productivity shot as well. Thank you, Magic Mind, for sponsoring this video. Now, on to the video. Hey Zasters, it's November 20th at 11:08 p.m. and me and Josh are getting ready to start the process of my piece in February called The Fight Less Spoken. It's a piece about black males and the whole cast is black males and it's live music. So I've chosen musicians that are black males and yeah, I also have I believe Joseph is vocal artist, Joseph. He's gonna be singing, but right now me and Josh are like figuring out I know the song that I want, but we're just figuring out like how long that I want it to be, and there's a part of the song that I don't like, which is another reason why I chose live music, because I really enjoy the song, but there's just a part of it that I'm like, I don't like this, but if I cut it at that point, then it's just really short. But yeah, I just wanted to document this process. Yeah, I'm thinking the lights just come up and it's like this picture. And like, yeah, like you'll actually start playing first. Dum, da, 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 dum. And the lights will come up very slowly. And it's just like this image of like, it's very vulgar, but people hanging and then someone shot on the floor. Yeah, dum, da, 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 dum.
It's 11:11.
It is 11:11. That's crazy, y'all. Like, Josh doesn't have like sheet music to tell him what to do. He's like playing it by ear, which is kind of crazy that he knows how to do that, because I wouldn't be able to do that. I think that like we should start slow, but a very like intense image. So it's like, whoa, holy shit. And it kind of makes them uncomfortable a little bit, like how long it is. Because logistically, it's gonna take a minute for the lights to come up. And it's gonna take a minute for people to like get what's happening. I feel like it should be a good like 20, 30 seconds that it's just like sitting there. But yeah. Hey y'all. So it is currently January the 21st and I'm working here with Chris and Josh on the piece for February workshop, and yeah, I'm really excited. It's so funny because yesterday was January workshop and it's the next day and we're already getting ready for the big grand finale. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself because it's the last workshop to qualify for choreographic honors, and that's one of my goals for this year. So we'll see if it happens. Regardless if it does or doesn't, I just need to push myself regardless so that I can become a better artist. So enjoy.
Either B flat major 7 or you can do G minor.
With a 9?
Yeah, just add 9.
So we're still continuing the same pattern down here.
Yeah, and then this is just a triad.
Okay. Anything else? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so boom. This is rehearsal number 1. Unfortunately, Tyrone cannot be with us today, but we'll see him in the next rehearsal. This rehearsal, we're just gonna talk about the piece and what it means, and I'm gonna ask them questions they're gonna think about, we're gonna talk about, just to get closer and so we all have an understanding of what we're doing. Okay, so I thought about this piece last year, of course, because I think about all my pieces a year in advance. The impetus behind like what I was trying to create is a twist on Black History Month. Oftentimes in Black History Month we talk about like civil rights movement, slavery, segregation, and discrimination on that basis, based off of what's in the textbook. But a lot of times we don't talk about Black queer love stories, and that's basically what this is. And I was gonna call the piece "The Fight Less Spoken," and then after some evaluating, I was like, this is too elementary. We need to think of something else. So I was reading this book called The Prophets, which is about these two like gay Black male slaves that are in love. And the way that they used to describe them were sodomized people. So I'm calling the piece Seeds of Sodomy. I'll play this song for you. It's called A Winston Churchill's Boy. It's by Benjamin Clementine. And the song, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, ooh, like this gives me very like early 1960s aesthetic. I knew that I wanted to find a song like that to resonate with what we're talking about. So I'm glad that I just found it.
Never in the field of human affection had so much been given for so few attention. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's on this boy's mind.
This is the part of the song I know like after this. It just basically how the beginning starts, since I have like the beginning in my head. It's like there's two people on like this. I imagine that the like pianist and the vocalist and all of that instrumental is back there. Like if this was the front, I imagine them being back there. And then I imagine one person being right here in the front, one person being back there, one person on the floor here, and then there's two people here. These two people are hanging in the beginning. Like as soon as the lights come up, it's like hanging. This person is like, has their hands behind their back and is like struggling to breathe. And then these two people in the center are like in love. Yeah. And it's basically talking about like, when he says nobody knows, it's like, dang, like nobody knows like how I'm feeling. Nobody knows that this is what's going on in my head. Nobody knows this story. Nobody knows what we're talking about. And it's just kind of like this feeling of, dang, we really been missing out. And this is what I could have experienced. And we all kind of like signify that story. And it's kind of a way to foreshadow what's gonna happen at the end, because in the end we're all gonna die. Yeah, so it's a very dramatic piece. It's different. I haven't done a dramatic work here yet, and we're telling a story, which is also different. But the first question is, what does your queerness mean to you?
I guess in terms of like my queerness, I feel like me being a gay male, it's a huge responsibility, and especially in spaces like these where I'm just able to be authentically myself, or trying to be authentically myself to make a statement. But I think it's just so special to be queer. There's just like a new level of appreciation for your people that are supporting you, but just also the fight to like what you want the future to be.
And can I add?
Yeah.
Speaking about future and associating with all the parts of your identity, I think being queer is something that I'm still not growing into, but still embracing fully, and actually becoming, like letting that become a part of my identity. So yes, to add, it is a form of my expression, and it is a form of unity with other queer people, but it's something that I will continue to grow into as time goes on and for my future, because that's what I want to do. Yeah.
My queerness, I feel like it means a lot to me because like I feel like it's eye-opening in a way. Like ever since I was born, like it's never been taboo for me. That's why I feel like when others have a coming out story, I don't, because my parents were so accepting. But I feel like queerness is very liberating, and also like, yeah, it's liberating, because once you have a community, it's just like everyone has the same experience, and yeah, it means a lot.
I define my queerness as freeing. I think for a lot of times in my childhood, I was just like, I mean, what does it even mean to be queer? And because queer is like an umbrella for so many things, and it can mean like lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, and all of the other things of the alphabet mafia. For me, I just find it freeing. I think it allows everyone that identifies under the queer umbrella as something that just allows them to be themselves, that allows them to be responsible for their own education, and to also understand that life is way more complex and diverse than what we think it is. And there's so many things where just so many times in general where I'm trying to figure out exactly what it means to be queer in a space like this, and how do I represent my queerness in so many different spaces. Like, my queerness here is an artist. My queerness at home is either a brother or a son or a cousin. And how do I make sure that I'm fitting into the caricatures that divide, well, not that divide, that unite me as both being Xavier and being queer and Xavier, which I think are the same things. But yeah, I think queerness is free to me. That's how most of the time I think about it. It allows me to do things out of the norm, and embracing that helps me do pieces like this, or to always like just do something that is seen as crazy, but I'm like, ever since I was young, people thought I was different, and queerness has allowed me to accept that, so why not embrace it? How do you identify?
In the works. And I think it comes with that fully embracing it thing, to actually be able to not necessarily put a label on it, or just being able to define what it actually is.
Yeah, because there are often times where people put labels on themselves and they don't even understand like the actual definition of what does it mean to be this. Because sexuality and just like everything that we do in life is on a spectrum. And regardless of like our opinions when it comes to political issues or religious aspects, all of that is a spectrum. Like there's someone that's like fully there, there's someone that's like kind of there, there's someone that's all the way on the other side. And I think once we understand that it's like this and not like boop, 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 I think it will be more tangible to grasp actually how we identify. And also there's not even a big plethora of vocabulary to describe how someone identifies. And we're still trying to find out how to make even grammar universal. Like there's a lot of times within other languages that you use an A ending to define a female, rather than a consonant sound or a consonant like noun to define a male. So it's hard for people in different languages to use they, them pronouns, or to even describe what that means.
Yes.
Yeah. But I identify as a Black gay male.
I'd say the same. And also, like, we're getting to like pronouns and stuff. Like, I definitely identify as he, they. I know in the beginning of the year that was something that I was sort of questioning and figuring out for myself. And I think it's more just about not putting myself in this category of he, him. Because I feel like the thing that comes with like being like a full male, like there's this idea of like hyper masculinity and all this stuff. And it's like, no, like I'm feminine too, and there's other parts of me that I feel like isn't so one-sided. And I think just opening up that spectrum of how I identify just makes things more comfortable for me. So that's why I feel like he, they is like a identification that I now like feel confident and associate myself with.
I identify as a Black female, but also at the same time, I really just identify, if this makes sense, like as me. Like I really don't like I'm not aware of like pronouns or like labels when it comes to like who I am as a person. I just know I'm me. I know what I like.
No, that's so valid. How could you see yourself in it? Like, how do you connect with it, and what does it mean to you in being represented in this piece? For me, I'll go first. I connect with it in a way of education. I know that as soon as the lights come up, it's something like, ooh, we talking about something deep here. And as soon as they hear the song, ooh, we talking about something deep here. And I know that it may get the award and applause that it needs, but there also may be some people that are like, feel targeted by it, like, dang, like, is this really happening? Am I like really unaware? But I want them to feel that. Like, I want them to ask. Because even in doing my research, like, I realized that if I were to grow up in another country, in like the Western hemisphere, I would not be alive right now. Like, if I identified as gay, I would be dead. I would either be in jail or dead. And I was just like, that is crazy. Like, at this time, in this day, in 2023, if I grew up in another place and I identified as gay, I would not be alive. And I was like, that is insane. And the fact that it's like, that slips my mind sometimes. Like, I forget my own privilege being here at this time and having a family that accepts me and having a group that I can even create an idea or concept like this and present it at such a high level at this institution. Mm-hmm. And I have to constantly remind myself every day, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it for me, but there are so many other people that really need this. So I connect with it in that way, in an education aspect, in a questioning aspect, in a aspect that's curious, that is challenging the norm and making space for more pieces like this, making spaces for other people to talk about their stories.
I connect with it storytelling wise, especially because it's about Black gay love, because I feel like that isn't portrayed enough in like, you know, Hollywood movies. Like, but even if they do a Black gay movie, it's always like despair or about like the AIDS epidemic, mm-hmm. or about like just, it's never like, you know, those cute. It's never like Rose.
Yeah.
It's never.
It's always like a Moonlight.
Yeah.
I mean, which is a
beautiful
movie, but
yeah.
We want to live our fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see myself connecting from, you know, things that I've learned growing up, and I feel like there's always room for diving into who you are and like your Blackness too, because what comes with queerness too, and also being a person of color, that's a whole other thing. Mm-hmm. And that could open up a whole other thing. But I think this idea of being a Black queer male, and this idea of being a part of something where there aren't many perspectives shown. So I think that also holds a lot of responsibility and integrity of the piece and what I'm trying to say and how I can best use all of the information that I know to put all of myself in it, in the moment when we're performing, but also in the process throughout. So I guess diving into the research of it all too, and just educating and being present.
Yeah, and I think kind of like the education idea, I'm just gonna take in all the different forms we talked about with learning, learning, relearning, unlearning, living and learning. And I think going off the living and learning thing, I'm going to live through this piece because I never have before. So through that sense of it being new and fresh and me being so sensitive to it because I can relate to it so well, or we can relate to it so well, it's just gonna hold it to such a more important and really, really deep and actually understandable place in my mind.
Yeah.
So just experiencing, not necessarily a fantasy, but what could be a reality for me.
Actually, I'll just stick back here.
Wilson boy, oh, there he is, packing quietly, alone. You could mistake a clock ticking for a cricketing when you're around him.
So y'all, we in rehearsal. Xavier's doing a workshop for February, you know, real black, real gay.
Right.
Gay! Wow! How y'all feeling day one?
Good.
Good. We got a minute and like some seconds done, and it feels good. So, second rehearsal. It's not even February yet, but yeah. Yes. Yeah.
If it's just more of like a standing choreography, it's just a moment.
I mean, it's kind of like dying down the piece. Like, I know that we're probably gonna do more like touch-based stuff, like connected, maybe walking around. It won't be like anything like really.
So I think that
full
could
out.
work though, because
Yeah.
if the choreography is not full out, and you guys are it's almost like you guys are walking through the music building up around.
It's kind of like that beginning picture where explaining how that happened.
Yeah, that bass thing would be during you and Jeremy's solo.
Yeah, and I think that works.
You think it works?
Honestly,
Okay.
I do think it works. Cause it's like a heated moment, like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, what is happening?
So then it would just start there.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
I'll do the last one.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like that a lot.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense.
Come on, embrace me, hold me, I'm your brother. Why is it difficult? And it's like what a lady pose and isn't over. Right now, embrace the perfect guitar borrow from me. Never and never and never again. And so don't you Jefferson boy, don't you ever Jefferson boy. One day this boy might be the man.
Hey y'all. So we're in rehearsal.
Hey, vlog.
It's Kaden over there. And this is our first rehearsal with the musicians. Today is Sunday, February the 19th.
That's right.
Yes. Sunday, February the 19th. And this is our first rehearsal with the musicians. And they're going to introduce themselves. First we have...
What's poppin'? I'm Joseph Parrish, AD, Artist Diploma, first year. Here at Juilliard, singing,
Woo!
whatnot, yeah.
We have Josh.
What's
Okay.
what's what?
Okay, let's try this again. Josh.
What's up, vlog? I've been here before, so I don't really need to introduce myself, cause y'all should know who I am.
And okay, Josh is on the piano. He's a second year.
Second year.
BFA.
BM, Bachelor of Music.
Bachelor of Music. Yes. And this is.
Hi there, I'm Tehran Pfeffer, and Hey there, my name is Tehran Pfeffer, and I'm a third-year undergrad violist.
Yes.
Excited to play.
So much been given for so few attention. Never in the field of human affection had so much been given for so few attention. Winston boy, oh, there he is, happy, white, alone. You could mistake the clock ticking for a cricket's cricketing when you're but I swear nobody knows what's on this boy's mind, and nobody sees what he's been
Hi Zasters. I just wanted to take the time out to talk about the process of this piece for a little bit. This process has been so rewarding. It has been so fulfilling and inspiring to be at an institution where I get to not only be authentically myself, but to see others like me and to have conversations about who I am, what it means to be someone like myself, and to put that in a creative work and to be able to showcase it is something that I will always hold dearly to me. My cast is my dream team: Tyrone, Caden, Jeremy, Miles. From the musicians, Josh, Teron, Joseph, Christopher, the composer. Everything has just been so rewarding. I'm so thankful that I just get to do what I do and to be unapologetic about it. Not in a way that's confrontational, but in a way that's educational. I've learned a lot about myself as a choreographer, as an artist, as a friend, as a human. I am over the moon. This piece has just meant a lot to me. Coming into myself, being a Black, queer identifying male, and putting my own emotions into this piece. It's talking about the love that us Black queer males sometimes crave, that sometimes we didn't get from our family members or our friends or anyone a part of our chosen family or blood family. And we're romanticists, and in this piece I get to embody that, but I also get to embody the version of myself that wants to push it away, that wants to walk away from it, that doesn't want to acknowledge that it's there. And it's a beautiful thing, being able to alter between those two realities and live through this piece, as Caden would say. This will probably be the last choreographic piece that I do at school this semester because I just need to give myself a choreographic break and to be inspired and take some time to rest. Ever since October, I've been in a rehearsal process every single day, and all of my pieces were so different. From the hip hop that was a full-on 5-minute production of lights, camera, action, ghetto, a whole thing, which was amazing, and then to do a seductive, sexy, provocative, invigorating, seducing girls trio with flexible ganked girls was also another experience that was just so amazing and also so different. And then to do a piece that resonates a lot with me and how I identify, and bringing other people in that can also identify with that caricature I give myself, has been so rewarding. And just to look back and be like, dang, I did so much, but I'm so grateful for doing so much, and I'm so grateful for challenging myself in each piece and doing something totally different than I thought I could even do for myself. And just to see how my choreography varies, to see how me within that style varies, and how I put things together varies. I'm just super grateful. So I thank you guys for watching this. I thank you guys for staying tuned to my journey. I thank my dancers, my mom, my brother, my chosen family, my blood family, everything, friends, mentors, everybody, for just witnessing my journey and helping me get to where I am. I can't wait to see where I go. Thanks for watching. Bye, Zasters.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah. Say it again.
Happy Black History Month.
Yeah.
don't know what you're suffering from. I like gay niggas. Just let me live here. I don't know what you want, but I love you.
And the viola.
I don't wanna die alone. I don't know what you want. I just know one thing. I know what you're suffering from.
Thank you. And
Whip, body, whip, got it, die on it. Did I ever ask you to take me to go shopping in Paris?
It's Xavier Channel.